allowed to talk about or boycott. I'm not even getting into who's right or wrong. Should be a red flag for every American on the face of the planet. I don't care if it's my own people's country of Albania and they said, you're not allowed to boycott Albania, you're not allowed to. That's dangerous to American democracy. That is an infringement on the First Amendment. That is a no-fly zone for every American. I don't care, even if you agree that they should.
All right, guys, got Bek Lover and Sonny Faz here in Las Vegas. You guys have had quite a week. Thanks for joining us today.
Sonny and me are in Vegas. Sonny's never been to Vegas. I just saw you in Miami. I was at your event. Thanks for inviting me. I was at the SLS, that nice party you did at the Hyde. Beautiful place, brother. A lot of nice people there. A lot of people in the space. Formula One week was definitely crazy down there. And I think this is our fourth pod together, bro. Yeah. We've been kind of been doing our thing together.
Bro, you crush it when you come on. Between the hatred of the Christians and then
whoa.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, meaning like they attack me.
Oh, yeah.
Comments.
Yeah.
Well, controversy always seems to, I guess the algorithm likes it because I think it's something to do with comments. But in any event, we were supposed to knock a pod out there. Here we are in Vegas. We just rescheduled. I never made it home, bro. Sunday night, my flight was to leave from Fort Lauderdale. They told me it was delayed to 7:30 with all the chaos that's been happening in Newark Airport, which is one of the busiest airports in our nation. It's a main hub, right? International hub and everything. You know, to see the condition of our country, to have these types of delays and issues and problems and not enough, you know, there was minutes where it was literally, they didn't know where the planes were, literally risking our lives to be on your show, Sean Kelly.
Crazy. I'm honored.
And we got lucky Wednesday though, but I ended up having to rent a car from Fort Lauderdale because they told me the flight would leave at 7:30. It left at 4:30 without us. Imagine they send you a notification saying you don't have to be here till 7:30, and then they just pull the rug back. I mean, like they say there's a passenger bill of rights. I really don't feel like we have any rights. Like for you to notify your passenger that they don't have to be there till 7:30 and then just pull the rug on them, it's just unacceptable. Missed the day of work, had to rent a car, drive to Tampa, fly out of Tampa to LaGuardia. I mean, it was just chaos after F1, brother. And it's still going on. And why am I talking about this? Because look at the condition of our country. To see this type of infrastructure. Sonny, you just went overseas. You were in Europe. You've seen some of the airports out there. It's embarrassing, man. Like when people say we're a superpower, like what? Just with weapons, maybe. But as far as infrastructure, our country, we are so behind, Sean. It's really breaking my heart. It's really sad how far we've come. Yet billions of dollars for destruction all over the earth and nothing for construction here in the country of the United States of America. And I'm really not seeing a difference between any of them, left or right. I've said this many times. Sonny Faz is in the house.
It makes you wonder if, because there's a lot of cyber war, people are talking about that, and it makes you wonder if the U.S. is prepared for that, you know, cyber attack.
I don't think so, brother. God forbid this infrastructure goes down. Sonny,
when you were growing up, when you flew, it was a whole different experience, huh?
I remember the time where, you know, again, I was a kid, but I remember cigarettes, people literally, I mean, I thought that was a little crazy.
On the plane?
You could smoke on the flight.
I would hate that.
Up until like the late 80s.
I would hate that.
Yeah, now that I'm, you know, even as a smoker, who the hell wants to be in a tube flying through the sky with plumes of smoke? But what I liked about that time period was you could just tell, like, it was just on another level. Like basically Coach back then is like premium today. Like it would have been like just normal.
You had legroom?
It was crazy. The seats were cushier. So things have become, you know, everything.
Now you need a passport to fly, right?
You need real ID in the U.S. Now they're talking about having standing seats. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's going to be people standing on flights in the future.
For cheaper, you could just stand like cattle.
Isn't that crazy? Sardines, yeah.
That's what they want, though. Isn't that what they want, Sonny? They want us numbered. They want crypto. Real ID ain't about safety.
They're going to get rid of the pretzels. You're going to get bugs. You're going to have to pay for it.
We eat the bugs. They got rid of this guy, right? Klaus Schwab. But the guy that replaced him looks like the demon. He looks like the Antichrist in Islam. He literally has one eye. He took, what was it, owner of Nestle or something? He took over the World Economic, WEF.
They tried recruiting me. Did I tell you this?
Said that on my episode.
Yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah. Don't be scared of anyone but God, Sean Kelly.
Yeah.
Listen, no matter what, your demise will come one day. No matter what you do in life, whether you're the healthiest runner, oh, look at me, I'm running every day. You eat healthy, they drop dead every day too. Our time is numbered on this earth. So at the end of the day, staying true to your principles, what you stand for, what you believe in. If you're someone that's spiritual, I mean, I've never asked you these questions, Sean, but I mean, do you believe in a higher power?
I do.
So to me, is if you believe in a higher power, you believe there's something else that comes after this, staying true to that is more important than any riches on this earth because we can't bring nothing with it. And brother, we're all like, I'm getting out of the end of my.
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily, and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is the Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle. It's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
Prime years, right? I'm going into my mid 40s, eventually my 50s. Okay, my prime year's over. No matter how much money I make, it'll never be more fun and exciting than my 20s and my 30s. I don't understand these billionaires, Sonny. They have billions of dollars and they spend their time destroying the earth, destroying people, starting wars. Like, these are sick people. And, you know, people say, oh, you're looking forward to, like, you know, if you make it to the, you know, the next life, if you make it to paradise, you make it to heaven. Honestly, besides that, I look forward to one thing, seeing people get what they deserve when they stand in front of that creator one day. All these billionaires who created corruption on the earth. To me, as scared as it'll be that day, because I believe in a judgment day. I believe there's a day where every human being on earth will answer for what they've done on this planet. I look forward to seeing the people that took my family's lives. I look forward to the people that made those buildings fall in Manhattan that I was underneath that day on September, you know what. And that's probably the only thing I'm looking forward to as far as the afterlife, because I think the transition period, Judgment Day as they call it, is going to be a very scary, terrifying process and a very rude awakening for many who doubted that there was a creator.
How did you two meet?
Social media.
Yeah.
We,
Go ahead, you please. I don't want to.
No, you're good. Beck shot me a DM. I think he said someone messaged
One of my
you.
followers was like, you really need to connect with this gentleman, right? And this is, I believe, spiritually was designed by God. Would you not agree?
Yeah, and then we got on FaceTime and he wouldn't stop talking. For 30 minutes,
That
I tried
sounds
to
like
get
him.
We
Yeah,
connected on Instagram, then we started talking.
I was
and
like,
all of a
this
sudden
guy's
he moved.
insane.
He moved 1 mile away from me. Don't say where we live because we'll both get whacked. He's like 1 mile away from me. Like, it couldn't be more, like, it's just insane.
You know when you can't get someone off the phone, it's like times 1,000 with Beck.
Yeah.
I met him after he
passionate.
transitioned into the faith of Islam. Or
I'm viral.
reverted. I'm not really as tech savvy, Sean. Honestly, I wish I had the kind of infrastructure behind me like you do. I've broken the internet a million times. I never did what I did for money or fame. I never knew I'd be speaking about faith. I never went in it to speak about faith. I was just tired of hearing a lot of ignorance, which fuels hatred, which creates division. The number one thing we're fighting in the world is ignorance. That's really what this battle is about. And that's not just from a faith perspective. That's just like everything. Poverty. You got to battle ignorance to get out of poverty. There's generational ignorance that keeps generations behind because the father and the mother haven't taught the child how to elevate, you know? So ignorance is truly the enemy. That's why in Islam, I believe the first word of the Quran that God commanded was to read. He said, Iqra in Arabic, read. The Prophet Muhammad couldn't read. Read. I can't read. Read in the name of your God who created you from a clot of blood in the womb of your mother. Read, for God taught humanity that which it did not know. I truly do believe that humanity was guided throughout time, throughout
Brought to you by Amnesia Vodka, crafted to leave an impression.
space by the Creator. He didn't just leave us to our own affairs. I believe the world is in the condition that it's in because we did not listen to that Creator. I do believe that God sent other books before the Holy Quran. I believe those books may have been altered. I believe a lot of what was taught was omitted and changed. It's not that we don't recognize those books, but we believe that there's been a lot of additional things that really didn't come down with the original teachings. That's basically Islam in essence. Sonny Faz.
Are you familiar with Islam at all?
Very,
Honestly.
very basically, just through the guests I've had on the show, but I haven't read the Quran. I haven't done advanced research.
Yeah, the basic principle is that you worship nothing but the Creator. So that God that you pray to as a kid that you can't really imagine, but is above time, created the sun, that's the only thing you pray to. And so we believe that since Adam, the first human being, God has sent prophets throughout all of time. So there's a common misconception where people think Islam was created 1,400 years ago, and that's not what we believe at all. If you don't believe in Jesus as a Muslim, you go to hell. You're not a Muslim. From Adam, he was given a book. Moses was given a book. Noah was given a book. Jesus was given the Gospels, but they were tampered by humans. So they were given the perfect words of God, and then humans ended up tampering it. And that's why we follow the Prophet Muhammad with the Quran, because since it was revealed 1,400 years ago, it hasn't changed.
Wow.
Because it can be memorized.
Yeah, so the Quran.
So look, we're both white boys, right?
Yeah.
So we get a lot of backlash. I get a lot of hate mail and message. You're a traitor, you're this, you're that, you're an Arab lover. There's so much hatred and Islamophobia and animosity towards Middle Easterners that we find ourselves, me and Sonny. Sonny's a revert only 8 months, 7 months?
About a year now. Yeah.
Okay? He became a Muslim a year ago. I did not know him at that time. And within 1 year, we're inseparable. And we're even starting to vlog together. We're starting to do all kinds of stuff because we're kind of feeling the same type of backlash from people. And it's purely out of ignorance. It's purely out of hatred. 1 out of 5 people in the world is a Muslim, Sean. 1 out of 5 people. If we were all the way they showed Muslims in movies, believe me, we'd have really big problems.
Yeah, I know. If the Quran actually taught terrorism and to kill people, the world would be kaboom like this.
It's just sad, man. What we're trying to do, what I've been trying to do, is build bridges. Sometimes they take, even from our episodes, they'll take a little piece and they'll make it look like I'm anti-Christian or I'm not. I've said very clearly, my faith teaches me the same thing. I don't care what you believe. Even God says in the Quran, you choose your path, we choose our path. We'll all find out. My greatest quote, I think I said it on your show and went viral, was Christians and Muslims have so much in common. Yeah, we don't practice the same. Sonny's formerly a Christian, okay? His family's still Christian. He still respects his family. He still loves his family. They might not understand. They might find why is my son and to them it seems foreign. Why are you following the religion of, I'm not saying that's what they're saying. I'm just using him as an example.
Yeah.
Just anyone that reverts to Islam. Why are you following this faith of Arabs? You're Italian. You should be these are general things that happen when people change their faith. And that's regardless of any faith, whether they're a Hindu and they become a Muslim or a Muslim becomes a Hindu, you're going to have backlash because most people follow a religion, Sean, like they follow a tradition. Most people watching this video, I promise you don't even know why you celebrate the holidays you do or the origins of those holidays. You follow those faiths because you're family. I was born Catholic, so I'm Catholic. I was born Muslim, so I'm Muslim. I tell the Muslim you should challenge your faith too. Everyone should look at what they believe in because we all believe the same thing, Sean. People that believe in religions, right? Since the beginning of time, they said, if you don't believe what we believe, there's a price to pay. You don't accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you bare minimum, if you're lucky, you go to purgatory. Otherwise, you're going to hell, right? So as a Muslim, I understand that risk. I don't leave my soul like a roulette wheel, up to chance. I analyzed everything I saw in life, and I felt that this was the only thing that made honest to God sense, was the most inclusive as far as humanity. Not one people's chosen over another. God sent prophets and messengers throughout time to all people around the earth. There was hundreds and thousands of messengers. We don't know all of their names. Buddha may have been one of them. We don't know. We'll never go as far as to say that, but we know that the divine message is in all faiths. Why? Because they were given the message. Humanity altered those messages. Humanity changed those books. That's what Islam means. So what Sonny was trying to say earlier is Islam means submission. Submission to the Creator, the one that has always been, the only one, the eternal, the absolute, that guided his creation. And we don't say he because he's a man. And I've shown you, and he knows, the word Allah is a universal word for God in the Abrahamic.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
Faiths.
Arab
period.
Christians say Allah. It just means God. It's not like this.
It's not a name.
Different thing.
It's not like Jehovah or this or that, you know?
Yeah.
So Sonny has been through a lot in the last year. I've been a Muslim most of my life. I've never been to Saudi Arabia. He literally just came back. He was on tour with Sneeko, and not tour. He went to perform a religious ritual that I can't wait to do. And you should tell him a little bit about what that was like. And he was with a lot of big influencers who they all went together as a big group, like the Akiway guy and the Warner and Sneeko. And what was that like? Sonny?
Yeah, I was Saudi. I might go there next year, actually.
Have you ever been to Saudi?
No, I got invited to Leap Conference to speak, so I might go next year.
It was definitely really cool. It was a bit of a culture shock seeing that. It's so different. But the coolest part about it was definitely that there's people from all over the globe in one spot. So you have brown people, white people, black people, Asian people, and they're all living in complete peace together. And Mecca, so do you want to explain why Mecca is like so important?
Go ahead.
I heard of Mecca.
Yeah, so basically it's like the center of the universe. So you want I don't want to
Basically,
butcher
from the Muslim perspective, we believe that's where Abraham left his wife. It was literally just desert. There was nothing there. God commanded him to take his wife and child and just left them there. And then Abraham, as he left, made a prayer to God saying, oh God, give them sanctuary, make it a place of peace and serenity. And as the Muslim perspective, the history says, springs gushed from the earth called Zamzam. That's the name of the spring. It's still to this day.
Zamzam means stop
and
in Arabic.
And because they had water there, it became a civilization.
So basically, it's one of the pillars of Islam to go do pilgrimage here at one point in your life. So like I was saying, the coolest part is how miles around Mecca, the Kaaba, like the mosque.
It was we believe the site where Abraham constructed the temple to worship the one God. So when Muslims go to Mecca, peace and blessings upon, all the prophets and messengers. They don't go there for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They go there to follow the footsteps of Abraham. He didn't come to bring a new faith. He came to cleanse and purify what was added to the faith of Abraham. Idolatry, pictures, praying to saints and people, praying to anyone except God. God gave us 10 commandments in the Old Testament. God doesn't change one logic over another. God doesn't play with our memory. Why would he give us 10 commandments only to pull the rug out from under our feet? Worse than any NFT project out there, right? Seriously. So to me, I always tell people, if it contradicts the 10 commandments, it's not from the God of Abraham. Muslims are very strict when it comes to images, praying to anything except God, okay? Now you have some character on the world horizons calling himself to be the Muslim savior. He's the Mahdi. He was a documentary maker called Hisham is himself. He's appeared from the United Kingdom with a bunch of white women uncovered. And he's calling himself to be the successor of Jesus Christ and the successor of Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon them. This is actually a point where Muslims and Christians can unite and say, this guy's out of his mind. This guy's out. Yeah, I agree. Like, hey, just on behalf of the Muslims, we don't accept this guy as the savior. He just came onto the world stage right now. Everyone's talking about this guy.
Yeah, I never know what to believe.
But he went there to follow the footsteps of Abraham. That's what the rituals are there. It's to follow the footsteps of the prophet Abraham, which is the father of...
And we believe all the prophets throughout time came with the same message. Heaven and hell.
There's only one God.
There's only one God.
Worship no one else. Don't take what's not yours. Don't make false oaths. Don't commit murder. Right? These are very important principles that literally, God... Think about it. 10 rules, man. The 10 commandments reign supreme. Don't worship anything but me. Don't take what's not yours. Don't kill anybody. Don't commit adultery. How hard is this?
So do you agree with the fundamentals that there's one creator?
Yeah.
If you keep going up the pyramid of stuff that happened, or the first movement, for example, there couldn't have been two gods. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense logically,
there has to be one creator at the top of the pyramid. You could always say, but what created this? What created this? What created this? And keep going back. Eventually, there has to be something that's outside of this simulation, that's outside of time, that created the whole, I like to call it the simulation. The Arabic word is the dunya, but it really is like a simulation that God created.
You don't find a lot of things to be just so coincidental. Have you experienced these phenomena?
Let me finish my point.
Yeah,
So do you agree with that there's like one ultimate creator?
I agree with that.
So we believe in the unseen world too. Like there's spirits and angels.
Mm-hmm.
So we believe that angels don't have free will. So they're essentially like code in the simulation. Like if God tells them to do something,
I mean, they
have to do it.
They kind of have it, but they don't seem to have the ability to disobey God.
Yeah, they can't disobey God. That's why I like to say they're more like code. And then we believe in something called jinn, which are spirits.
Demonic
so
realm.
they have free will. So they're commanded by God to not intercept with this world, with us humans. So the only time there's interception with the demonic realm is when it's spirits, jinn, that are not following God. So like a lot of
And
these
human beings who are not following God, who perform rituals, black magic.
Exactly. So like we're not supposed to
consume
interact
spirits.
with
Got
them.
it.
They take certain types of psychedelics. I spoke about this on your show before. Ayahuasca, very dangerous thing. I don't care what anyone says. Because I get thousands of messages from people like you saying, please help me. I'm having nightmares ever since I did ayahuasca. If it wasn't dangerous spiritually, you wouldn't need a shaman there to guide the ceremony.
A lot of people that take ayahuasca just like kill themselves.
Okay?
too.
It's you guys are playing with fire, bro. You're playing with fire when you play with ayahuasca. I understand some of you feel some benefit. It's so sad that so many people have like, and I have friends that are like all into this, bro. So they're going to get mad at me. I don't care. It's the truth. You're playing with things you don't even understand. Oh, I see the elves. Yeah, you see maybe the nice jinn. The nice from the demonic. Remember, the demonic realm in Islam is not all evil. They have free will. So Satan wasn't always evil. He wasn't an angel. He fell from heaven because he disobeyed God. God allowed him to live amongst the angels because of his behavior and conduct on the earth. So when God created Adam, he gave the kingdom to this world, to Adam. And he got mad, he got jealous. So when people talk about like extraterrestrials, they talk about aliens. Yeah, we're in war with aliens, but it's not aliens. It's interdimensional demonic beings that are trying to destroy us. And there's human beings that collaborate with them, and you know who you are. And they do rituals, and they go to islands, and they do all kinds of things with kids. We're not dumb. And this is something we have in common with the Christians. We might say things a little bit differently, but this has been my message. This is Sonny's message too. We are not enemies with Christianity. I don't need you to believe what I believe. I'm not going to judge you. God's going to judge you. We both believe Jesus Christ is coming back to earth. When he comes back, peace and blessings be upon him. He will tell us who lied and who told the truth. But until he comes back, let's focus on these godless, evil, corrupt individuals that only perpetuate war, poison our food, corrupt our children, destroy the family structure, destroy the family unit, destroy the world piece by piece, day by day. That's the enemy you should be worried about. It's not the Muslim praying 5 times a day who doesn't drink alcohol, who shouldn't be looking at, images of naked people and videos like, all the stuff on the internet, who doesn't believe in gambling, who doesn't believe you should be charging blood money and interest, which is why we have the inflation and the problems we have. When our parents bought houses for $50,000 and today they're $1-2 million, the same house, same bread, wood and stone, that's inflation caused by interest, blood money. So you have bigger problems than the Muslims, Christians. We're actually on the same team, but you've been lied to. You've been bamboozled.
Isn't the reason Jesus flipped a table because of interest?
They were dealing with interest.
Oh, even back then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's forbidden.
We believe, like I said, so you agree with the concept that there's one creator.
Yeah.
That one creator that's above everything, that's the only being that we worship. And when I say worship, I don't just mean like getting down and bowing your head.
Which is how
not
Jesus
drinking
prayed.
alcohol, not sleeping with women when you have that option.
Restraining, submitting. That's
Submitting.
what the word Muslim means. One
It's
who submits their will
Yeah.
for God's sake.
That's all that Muslim means.
Listen.
One that submits their will to God, and Islam means submission to God. So you agree with the fundamental principle that there's only one creator. The next thing is really that creator that made the heavens and the earth and the sun
and all the
fact
dimensions
that
we can't see.
Can I finish a
Sorry.
sentence?
I'm tired.
He's the king of cutting off. But the fact that the sun, if it was 1,000 feet further away, we would freeze. And if it was closer, we would burn to death. Like that
Precise.
preciseness in this simulation, that creator sent us messengers throughout time. That's basically what Islam is. And all those messengers came with the same message. So we don't believe that at the time of Abraham, he said, God told Abraham, you can't see me because you can't see God. God's outside of time in itself. He created the way we perceive time, the clock. He already knows what's going to happen because he's outside of this whole simulation. We don't believe that he told Abraham, I can't see, you can't see me. And then at the time of Jesus, he said, I am a man now and my blood pays for you. No, we believe that Jesus was a Muslim too. Jesus put his head on the ground, prayed to God and said, worship the God above. I'm not good. Only God
God's
is good.
good. I of myself can do nothing, but whatsoever the Father commandeth me, he did not have the same power as God. He had the power of other prophets and messengers. He was, and they get angry, man. But again, we're not here to disprove it. We're not here to disprove it. You guys will find out. We'll find out. We have bigger problems now. We got bigger fish to fry. This bickering of back and forth between Muslims and Christians has benefited nothing to humanity. All it does is fuel people's atheism. All it does is make people say, that's why I don't believe in God. Look at the way they are.
Yeah, I remember before I ever accepted Islam, when I would see like the Christian-Muslim debates, I was like, these people are insane. Like this looks like madness. It's 100%
They're doing it in the
not
parks
the
in the UK. They're doing it in the streets in New York. Debate is harmful when it's not done respectfully. You have people like Sam Shuman. He's a clown. He's a complete clown who takes different sects of Islam and mixes them all together to try to disprove Islam. He's a clown. He's a complete clown. I say it here on record on your show, third time. Clown. Why would I not debate someone like Sam Shuman? It's not because I can't destroy him with his arguments. It's because I know how disrespectful he is. You'll never hear a Muslim.
He called my mother a hoe.
Let me.
Damn.
This is important.
Not crazy?
Okay? This is important. You will never hear a Muslim ever put down Jesus Christ. Now, some of the Christians say, well, you don't believe he's God, so I'm talking about being disrespectful, calling Jesus names and this and that, and like disgusting words, okay? This Sam Shuman guy, whenever he speaks about it, our prophet, he's so disrespectful. He's such a clown. He propagates Islamophobia. I would even I wonder if he's even paid to do so. I don't know.
What do you even think is, like, I personally hate the word Islamophobia. Like, it just sounds gay, like when gay people cry about homophobia.
It's just
to me, it's like people,
hatred towards Islam,
but it's exactly hatred towards Islam for no reason. Like, you don't have a logical reason to hate the religion, right? Like, you're just pulling at strings and complete nonsense.
If they hate our religion, they should put down their algebra books, which would probably have. These lights probably wouldn't even be on without algebra. Like, literally, most of the stuff you have today, when you go study the history that they don't want you to know, it came from a Muslim. I know it's hard to admit, but it did. Like, when you wear your cap and gown in the spring, as a lot of you are finishing high school right now, you'll be called alumni of your school, your college that you're finishing. That comes from the Arabic word alim, which means scholar. And the cap and gown actually comes from the Muslim universities, brother. So I'm not here to push it one way or the other. My message is, I know it's Sonny's too, Muslims and Christians need to be on the same side. They have more in common than they do not. As far as arguing about Jesus' divinity, that's not our problem. When Jesus Christ comes down, let him tell us who was right and wrong. Until then, like I said, Sonny, and I think you agree, let's focus on these people who are beyond demonic. They got you hating people that dress like the Virgin Mary's mom. You hate Muslim women because they dress like the Virgin. I mean, think about it, Sean. These women literally cover. No, but you guys should support the women that are on billboards, butt naked in G-strings, selling cheeseburgers for 50 cents as they sell their soul along it. They've taken your daughters and turned them into whores to sell cheeseburgers, perfume, and soda, and they sold you that's liberation. They've destroyed your family structures. They've destroyed everything that was normal and wholesome about life. And Europe is reaping the worst benefit. But they want you to direct your hatred towards the Muslims who are still, for the most part, holding on to the nuclear family. It is such a threat to these people that are trying to destroy the world, their system, and their games that they're playing with all of humanity. And I need a break because my mouth's killing me. So Sonny, take over.
Man. Well,
Sonny Faz.
Maybe Sneeko and Kanye can reunite Christianity and Islam, right?
Is Kanye a Christian still?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
He is.
But they don't consider him. Listen, I mean, a lot of, I'm not crazy about the path he's taken. I'll be honest with you. I'm not crazy. As far as, I understand a lot of his frustrations.
I think a lot of it just comes from
but I think some of it is kind of like just off, like, come on, man. A little off the rails there a little bit. And I don't think it's a good representation of Christianity in my opinion. But I'm not here to judge him either. I'm not God.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool what he's doing with pushing free speech to the absolute limit.
I support 100. Listen, as much as I may not like some of the things that
it's really just the stuff with his wife, like showing her naked. That's kind of the only weird.
Well, they're split now.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. No, that was a rumor.
I feel like they break up every week. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know, man.
I spoke about that on your show too.
Yeah.
Either way, proud of Sneeko for being with Kanye. That's awesome.
Listen, no matter what, you gotta give respect to people, even if you don't like what they're saying. If they have the balls and the courage to actually say it in front of the world stage, no matter what it is, you got to have there's a little bit of respect where you're like, damn, that person like does not give a fuck. That person right there That's what they think. That's to do it on that level. I'm not saying I agree with what they're saying, but to have the courage to speak in that fashion and no fucks given, you either A, out of your fucking mind, or B, you have, balls the size of,
I mean, just how far it's pushing
grapefruits.
the pendulum is insane.
But free speech is under danger. Free speech is under attack. People are being suppressed. People are being put down just because of their, thoughts and their beliefs. And some of these laws that they're trying to push right now through Congress, okay, not even to get what's going on in the Middle East. I don't give a fuck what country it is. I do not care what country, okay, it is. I do not care. We as Americans should be able to criticize and boycott any fucking country, including our own. So the fact that you have senators and congresspeople who want to pass legislation for anyone that speaks out against any country that they put on that list that we're not allowed to talk about or boycott, I'm not even getting into who's right or wrong, should be a red flag for every American on the face of the planet. I don't care if it's my own people's country of Albania and they said, you're not allowed to boycott Albania, you're not allowed to. That's dangerous to American democracy. That is an infringement on the First Amendment. That is a no-fly zone for every American. I don't care. Even if you agree that they should wipe out every person over there in that war, cool, that's great. They're still coming after your free speech, bro. They're still coming after your free speech. Wake up. Wake up, Americans.
I mean, I'll say this. I'm scared to go to certain countries myself.
I am too.
Just the people I've had on the show and like
UK.
what I'm hearing. UK, I'm scared. Some countries in Asia, honestly, too. It's scary right now.
Yeah, I'm done, man. I'm staying here. I've canceled a lot of trips.
UK is, you put out one tweet, you get arrested as soon as you land
UK's
there.
on my no-fly zone.
The taxes is the craziest part of the UK. Like I run an info offer, and when people pay me, they have to pay an extra 20%
Damn.
to pay me.
Is that the
So
TikTok shop offer?
Yeah, the TikTok shop offer.
Jeez.
So they'll pay me thousands and then an extra 20% on top of that
crazy,
just to get,
bro.
it's an info offer.
That's crazy.
And then they get taxed on their income.
Oh my God.
Like how do you take a percentage of someone's income and then charge them an extra percent for when they're buying stuff? Every millionaire
That's
I know
us
is
too.
leaving the
But that's
UK.
us too. We're
I'm
the
same for
thing.
you, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's leaving.
I don't blame him. Tate left. A bunch of people left.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially crazy right now. Yeah.
Same with Canada. People are leaving Canada right now.
Yeah, it's a shithole.
Politics
The
over there.
world is in complete chaos right now. And it's only getting more and more volatile every day. There's no way I see us getting out of this economic situation without complete collapse. And I don't think it was by accident. It was definitely done on purpose. And I've always said, I've said on your show many times, I think the whole plays into crypto. The whole entire plays into crypto. 100%.
Trump's campaign's going pretty hard with crypto right now. They're all speaking at Bitcoin conference next
What do you
week.
think about XRP, bro?
I don't have any, but it looks like I missed
Honestly,
it.
what do you think about it? I think that's going to be the network that they build the entire system on, I think. I'm not even a crypto expert. I think they're going to use XRP, in my opinion, in some fashion, because it's the only one that can handle the types of transactions. I look at Bitcoin more like a block of gold, right?
Yeah.
I can't take the block of gold and go into a grocery store. There might be some people that take it, but very few would want to transact business in that way. So Bitcoin is the store of value, but they need something to run the infrastructure because the whole play, the Antichrist system, in my opinion, I believe that's what's being built, has already been built and is going to be completed very soon, will operate on a crypto-based system. Fiat currency, as bad as it is and a horrible store, and I'm not here to argue that with you crypto psychos. I get it, okay? I understand how bad fiat currency is. We're not using gold and silver, which is what we really should be using because that's the only true store of value. It's God's money. I understand all that. But they need something to run that electronic system. And I think XRP, one of these networks, is definitely going to be it. If I had to bet my life, it's XRP.
We'll see in 5 years if he's right.
I don't know, bro. Everyone I know with millions of dollars hates XRP.
It's always the one.
Do you know any big boys that have XRP?
Not me personally. No.
So which one would it be then? Something has to run the whole entire system. Which
I don't
network?
know. XRP just seems like the normie coin. That's kind of the vibe I've gotten from it.
That's exactly the best one to push. It's normal. It's for normal people. It's normal.
I don't know.
It has a lot of upside since it's only $1, right?
Yeah,
No, it's more
I
than
guess.
that. It's kind of surging.
Oh, it's
right
more
now.
than $1
It
now?
broke 230 yesterday. I don't know what it's at right now. But what I'm saying is they need something to run the infrastructure. There's not you need something that can be quick to transact. From my understanding of it, it transacts very quickly. And there's plenty of it. It's not like Bitcoin, you know? Bitcoin's more big blocks and all that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's 100 grand a coin now. Most people can't afford that.
No, they can't. I mean, I know you can buy little pieces of a coin, but I mean, that's my opinion. I think this all heads into a new world, system. They need something to control all of us. I do believe there's still an agenda for a global society. I believe that these people that have been doing what they're doing saw that there was pushback, so they're being a little bit more like I don't know. Like I think we bought a little bit of time, but we don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this war with India and Pakistan? You think there's some nefarious characters behind it?
100%. First and foremost, Pakistan is the only Muslim country on earth that has a nuclear weapon.
Damn.
I believe that this war, if it goes into a full-blown war, it's either a distraction from the arrest of Imran Khan, the former prime minister of Pakistan. They almost had revolution last year. Once they threw him in jail, the country was going crazy. There was videos of police, people were going crazy when they arrested the last guy, Imran Khan. So either A, what's going on in the Kashmir region is a distraction to make people forget about what happened with Imran Khan in their own country, or B, it is a push to egg a war between India and Pakistan so they can get their nuclear weapons out of Pakistan's control. So there will be no Muslim countries on earth that have nuclear power.
I didn't know Pakistan had a nuke.
They're the only ones in the world that have a nuclear weapon. Who would it benefit if the Pakistanis did not have nuke? Or if there was regime change so they have someone in power who leans more towards certain countries? I'll leave the rest up to you, my friends.
You just had Rolo on. What is his take still, like sleeping with a bunch of women, or?
No, so they call him the OG of the Red Pill movement, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
He's married.
He's married.
He's been
now?
married for 29 years. So he's been with the same woman for 29 years. Same body count since he met her.
Oh, wow.
They're exclusive.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you're probably more so referencing like Myron and Fresh and the Red Pill guys.
That's the thing about the red pill, is that there's no fundamental of what it is. There's no book saying that this is the red pill. For me, red pill always just meant seeking truth. So that went from following Andrew Tate to self-help gurus to reading books to inevitably Islam.
Yeah.
That's what the red pill was for me. It was always just seeking what the truth is. And that's what I believe to have found.
Now it's gone so far from that. The Red
know
Pill
what's
movement.
Yeah, because people say, are you in the red pill? Do you follow it? And it's like, well, this guy says sleep with 1,000 women. This guy says sleep with 40. This guy says get married. It's like, it doesn't mean anything.
There's no structure.
The thing with Islam is that everyone follows the same book. We believe the Quran is the direct words of God. It's like I said, that God that created everything. When you're reading the Quran, you're reading the direct words. Like
First
the
person.
author, first person. Like God speaks in first person in the book.
Damn.
It's not Muhammad's
wild.
book. It's
That's
a peace be-
insane.
Yeah, no, like really think about that for a second. So then logically thinking, if this book claims to be the direct words of God, the creator, if it's not, there would be a gajillion contradictions, false predictions, and you can't find one in the Quran.
Really?
That's the craziest part about it, is that
And there's more to that.
it invites you to challenge it. It invites you to, there's a verse in the Quran that says, if this were for anyone other than your Lord, if this were from anyone other than your Lord, surely it would be filled with mistakes. It invites you to try to disprove Islam. And so that's what I find the funniest part about all the Muslim hate stuff, is that people don't actually, they can't disprove the religion in any sense. You can't prove that the Quran isn't the word of God, and you can't prove that the prophet is a false prophet. People can only make things up and lie.
He marries kids. He married kids.
Yeah, so they'll just they'll completely lie. It's complete blasphemy. Or they'll say, or they'll criticize the character. So they'll say, like, look what these Muslims are doing here.
Right.
When that just doesn't make any sense. You have Mexican guys coming in, dealing drugs over the border. You don't say Christian gang cartels. It's Mexican guys coming in. In the UK, when they're shipping in all these Pakistani third world immigrants, why is it Muslim now? Why isn't it just third world idiots coming in?
Islam is the only religion in the world that is used, right? So they always use Muslim religion to name criminals. They don't do it with any other religion.
Really?
Muslim terrorist, Muslim this. They don't do that. Why don't they, when the Rohingya were being massacred, why don't they say the Buddhist terrorists? When the guy went and shot up Christ Church mosque, Christian extremist, they didn't call him a Christian terrorist. They only reserve those words for Muslims. So they can desensitize you, make you hate them, make you agree with what's been going on in the Middle East for the last 50 years, basically, but the last, since 2001. So you don't feel bad when you're seeing people holding up their babies' legs and arms, and you're like, yeah, it's all right. It's just those Muslims, those fucking animals. Fuck them. Fuck the Muslims. Fuck it. Let them die. They don't have souls. Fuck them.
Muslims are getting the most hate right now online, I think.
I would say it's probably going the other way more than ever right now. I mean, they have, I feel bad. I have a lot of friends and family that are, and who maybe don't agree with the way things have been handled over there. I mean, I surely don't. It's excessive. It's disgusting. And I warned them on October 7th after that. I said, guys, the way you handle this, even if you have the upper hand and you're stronger, showing some mercy would have done more to win the hearts and minds than, I can annihilate my enemy. what happened on October 7th, yes, it was horrific, but people have forgotten about that now because of the way you responded.
Well, it's also that it was, they knew October 7th was going to happen, and everyone knows that. We don't got to dive into that too much, but.
Very fishy shit,
Yeah.
But, for me, it's like, and I know he thinks the same way. Like, I have a lot of family, friends, people that I love, people that I grew up with, people that I went to college with. I got nothing against them. I got nothing against their faith. But to criticize the response of how a certain government, that's not my government, responds to something, when I've called out everything in the last 30 years that I found to be excessive. I started protesting when I was in 4th grade for what was happening to the Bosnian Serbs. I was involved as a young boy. I learned about Kashmir for the first time, which relates to the whole India-Pakistan thing. I never knew even where that was on a map, but I remember going to some dinners with my uncle, and they were trying to raise funds for people that were, stuck in this violence between India and Pakistan. So I've been active my entire life. I've been an activist as far as protesting, supporting other people, even if they're not my own, because it doesn't matter what religion, what faith, what creed. I truly believe we are all brothers and sisters. We are all the children of Adam. And for us to not speak out when we see brutal treatment of people, okay? And now they've announced they're not going to leave. They're going to just fully occupy that place. And that's what it was all about. Like, at least have the courage to say it. Stop lying to all of us. Just say you wanted the land. You're taking it. No one seems to stop you.
He admitted to it. There's video of him admitting to it ahead of time.
Last week was like, I'm not saying anything that's not on the news right now. I'm not even talking about opinion. This is like, he says, we're not going to leave. We're going to occupy it. Okay. And I said this when everything started. If he's truly not trying to cleanse them out of there, then he won't occupy. He'll let them return. Well, I guess that's what it was all about from the day one, in my opinion. It doesn't make me anti this or anti that. It makes me sad to see friends of mine that have to worry about going outside now because there is a lot of anti-Semitism going on around right now. And anti-Semitism is both ways, right? Muslims and Arabs. Arabs and are both Semitic, right? So there is a lot of anti-Semitism on both sides right now. Not just Arabs. They're both feeling the backlash of anti-Semitism because they're both Semitic-speaking people. It just makes me sick. Like, we need to end this thing once and for all. There needs to be some way to peace. All this loss of life. Like, nobody's hating anybody, Sonny. Like, I don't hate these people. Some people that are out there that are influencers are trying to group them all in one. That's why I don't agree with Kanye's rhetoric. I don't agree with putting all people in one box because of the actions of a couple of leaders of those people. My family was massacred by Serbians, and I don't hate all Serbians. Some of my people might hate me for even saying that. But that's not going to fix the world or the problems that we have or heal from the past. But there has to be an acknowledgement at some point where you say, I know what my people are doing is wrong. I know what my government's doing is wrong. When I see pictures and bodies of dead children every 2 seconds, I know this is wrong. When I see people starving to death, and it doesn't have to be that way, I know it's wrong, whether it's my enemy or my friend. Some of the first reverts to Islam were prisoners of war, Sonny. The overwhelming majority when the battles began, because of the way the Prophet Muhammad treated those people. This is how you treat it. We are prisoners. It was love and compassion to his enemy, which is why the religion flourished. They said, this is how you treat us? We tried to kill you, and you're clothing us the way you clothe yourselves? You're feeding yourselves the way you feed your family? Then this is the mercy you show your enemy. We want to be Muslims. Love is more powerful than hatred could ever be. And I just wish some of the people on the other side of the ocean that can push buttons and drones and jets and probably nukes or whatever they have, don't you know you're going to see God one day? You're going to have to answer. Show mercy so God shows mercy to you.
Sean, do you think that, like, what do you think happens after death? Do you have any idea?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I've heard a lot of different perspectives on this, but I don't know.
What do you think makes the most sense to you from what you've heard?
I lean more towards reincarnation personally.
You think so?
Yeah.
You come back?
I know that's not your belief, but that's what I lean to, yeah.
I can respect it.
I can respect it till he reads the book. Go read the book, Sean. I know you read books.
Yeah.
Read the Last Testament. You might be surprised, bro.
Either way, though, so if you believe in reincarnation, if you're bad, you come back as an animal. If you're good, you probably come back as something better.
Not animal.
worse human, maybe an Indian.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
kidding.
would stick it to human level. But
I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's
This guy.
That's foul, bro.
That's just a joke.
You're about to get shot by the G Mafia, bro.
that's another group getting a lot of hate though online. Indians.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with everybody, man.
It's
We're
just a
all-
joke. It's
No,
just a
I know you're joking, but it's just crazy how
But-
everyone's at each other's throats right now, man.
Yeah. Either way, so like, do you have a reasoning for believing that?
I'm a believer of karma.
Like
And
what goes
I-
around comes around.
Yeah, and I think that might extend past life, our current
does.
life. You know,
I just don't believe we come back.
Yeah.
I mean, that
you
concept.
think we're
of-
one and done?
I think you are who you are. You are who you're gonna always be Sean Kelly.
Okay.
And you've been inserted into this simulation as God, with his wisdom placed you. You made the choice, you have free will, and now you're living out that choice.
Either way, it's not worth I'm assuming you would agree with this. It's not worth taking the risk and being a bad person that you'll come back.
No,
Because what if you don't?
no.
There's no coming back after.
Yeah, I always try to do good by people.
Do you ever
Yeah.
think about death?
I used to fear it a lot.
And now?
Now I've
How old are you, Sean?
now I'm 28, and now that I've seen some death, I'm more accepting of it. I
ever-
still fear it a
You
little
ever
bit.
put someone very close to you in the ground?
Yeah.
Breaks you, bro.
I know. Now that I've seen it firsthand like that, I've learned to really live my life with more meaning.
Yeah.
You never know.
You
It's your
don't know
time.
when's your last day, brother.
Yeah.
I buried people 20 years old, had an aneurysm out of nowhere, healthy, never drank, smoked, nothing. Cousin of mine, literally 21 years old in the ground, brother. Never did anything wrong. Like, you don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Fortnite?
Yeah, I still play.
If you were to compare Islam to Fortnite, it'd be like you're on Spawn Island.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine you're on Spawn Island and you are the only one that knows that this is just Spawn Island.
Mm.
So you see everyone else around you getting mats and popping shields and grabbing guns. And you're like, brother, we're on Spawn Island. It's not that deep. We're about to be on the battle bus. Whether it's in 10 seconds or in 5 seconds, it doesn't matter. I know where I'm going.
Mm.
That's basically what Islam is. It's like God says in the Quran, this life is a blink of an eye and compared to the eternal afterlife. It's like nothing. So
All the struggle.
don't grab so much loot. Don't steal from your brothers and remember where you got to drop next.
I love it. I love that. That's an interesting analogy, actually. So you pretty much believe in destiny then?
Yes. Yeah. So we believe that essentially like
The
how
Game
much
Boys,
wealth you're going to get is already written.
Really?
Yeah. So not necessarily the dollar amount because money made an ethical way and an unethical way has different weight to it. So let's say you're destined to make $50 million. It's up to you and your free will on if you're going to go and make that in an ethical way or an unethical way.
Mm.
And that's what your test has to do with it.
Got it.
That's why you have free will. That's why you're here. It's just what do you want to do? Do you want to do the right thing or not? So someone like Jack Doherty that makes like $1 million a month on OnlyFans, I believe he doesn't have to do OnlyFans to make $1 million a month. He could do something else. He's smart. He'll figure it out and it'll work.
In essence, selling your soul, brother,
Right.
for $1.
So when you make money unethically, what does that mean in Islam?
So your money has no blessing in it. So if you earned your money from, let's say, selling alcohol, let's say, based on Islam.
Yeah.
You can make millions of dollars, but let's say you go donate now and you want to help people. Yeah, you're doing something good, but none of it counts towards your spiritual deeds
Really?
because the money wasn't earned right. So it's basically like you cheated. You made the money in an unethical way. That money's now polluted. Doesn't matter how much you give of it away. Doesn't matter if you save 1,000 people with it because the seed was rotten.
Damn.
That's called halal. Halal money. Haram money is women that sell their bodies, their souls. It never ends well for them. You see how is it ending well for them, son? The vast majority?
No, it sticks with them.
When I see people with this, what's her name?
Riley Reid.
The one,
Lily
you had her
Phillips.
here. No offense to your guest, the one that was thousands of men or whatever. Bonnie or
yeah.
Bonnie Blue.
Not Bonnie. It was Lily Phillips.
Okay. I swear to God, people should feel bad for this woman. Like, to even think, first of all, of consuming the content. The energy that's charged behind that. The guys that are partaking in that, you're even lower, bro. To me, she's mentally gone. She's lost her fucking mind and her soul. It's like, would you sleep with someone that was like, no offense, like mentally retarded? Like, hi, no, you wouldn't. That's what she is, bro. She's spiritually gone. She's mentally gone. You cannot be normal in any capacity and do what the fuck she does. She is a plague. She is a symptom of the signs. all of you who consume her content, watching her do this stuff with thousands of men and the men that help her do it, these are people, for example, that are going to pay a heavy fucking price. She's going to pay a very heavy price.
It ain't a black screen.
No, this is not a threat from me. This is a spiritual consequence. There's a difference between sinning behind closed doors and publicly and having pride. I want to have pride when I sin. Okay? Because pride always comes before the downfall. So when you're out there mocking God, especially the way she's doing it, and all these men that are doing it publicly, you're publicly doing it and you're celebrating it and you're making it cool. He's going to make an example of you. All you whores out there and you scumbags who consume the content, you're worse. The men are worse, okay? Women, I ain't putting them down. When you do it publicly, shaking your ass, your tits, your this, your that, it does not end well for a lot of you. It really doesn't. There's a spiritual, or as you would say, karma. There's a price for everything, bro.
Well, that's the crazy thing, is that it affects them in this life. So whatever goal they have,
imagine after
making money, so to take care of their family and fulfillment, they don't even get that fulfillment in this life, and in the next life they're cooked. So there's just no
total loss.
It's a total loss. Yeah.
Wait, so you do believe in a next life?
Of course,
Of
man.
course, yeah.
Oh,
That's
you
the
do?
whole point.
And it's eternal. It's forever.
Oh, I thought you didn't believe in reincarnation.
Not in reincarnation. We believe in
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just
Heaven
two
and
lives,
hell.
or how does
Heaven
that
and
work?
hell.
We
Exactly.
believe in Yolt. You only live twice, son.
Twice?
The second time counts.
This life is a test, and it determines where you go in the next one.
You're earning your place in the next realm.
Literally.
Okay. And the next life is immortality?
Yep.
The
Forever.
second life?
It's eternal. Yeah.
You never
Heaven and
die
hell.
again. You never age.
Physical body or spiritual?
To my understanding,
It's-
I'm not sure. I know you never die again. You never age. I would have to say spiritual, but it says we are resurrected, right? You'll always be 33 years old. That's the age in paradise.
But it's like, what does it mean in this material realm? Or
I
it's
just
in
meant
this-
like our physical body right now. Like,
No, I know, but it's like,
I don't know. You know, the scholars are, but to my understanding, I think it might even be because we do get resurrected, right?
yeah, but it's like in a dream, it feels like you're in the material
Yeah.
realm, but you're in a dream.
That's a
You know
good
what I
point,
mean?
yeah.
So it's hard
The
to say. if it's
scholars
in,
are
like-
a little bit better at answering that. Like I always tell people, listen, whatever you hear stuff from me and Sonny, or anybody, or even you, or anyone that you have on this show, you should always question whatever information you're consuming.
Yeah.
People have mistakes. I'm not the smartest person on earth. I'm definitely not the stupidest. But, you know, you have to have respect for information. If information wasn't that important, they wouldn't need to spend billions of dollars pushing certain agendas and narratives and jingles to sell a soda, right? So, you know, it's important to know where you get your information from, who's behind it, why are they paid to talk about what they're talking about? So, you mentioned Sneeko earlier. This is a guy I have a lot of respect for. I've never met him, physically met him. I've FaceTimed 2 times because of Sonny. And I never knew his story. I didn't know. I had only heard about him like maybe a year before I met him. And I just knew, I was like, well, I've seen his videos everywhere. I didn't really know much about him. He became Muslim. And I mean, he took it for real. Like, from my understanding, he got offered like $10, $20 million.
$20 million, yeah.
To advertise gambling.
damn.
Regardless if I do or don't believe in him or what he's saying, when you hear the fact that someone like Sneeko could have been offered $20 million to advertise gambling, and he's in his 20s, bro, and he didn't take the bag, that's someone I want to know.
He would have been set
That's
for
someone
life.
I want to do business with.
Yeah.
That's someone I know that his morals and his character cannot be purchased. That's someone that if I found just in my network, it doesn't mean I agree with everything or one way or the other, but I'm talking about as far as character, that's rarer than gold on this earth. To find someone with that type of character that most people would sell their mother's ass for $20 million, let alone their own. Okay? So to me, that's impressive. That's honorable to stand in it, regardless of what the case is or what they believe in. The fact that, bro, $20 million, bro, you're in your 20s. That's character. You want to know what the definition of character is? That's fucking
There's
character.
something in Islam where God, whatever you give up for the sake of God, God gives you something better in return. So for Sneeko giving up $20 million, according to Islam, he's going to be rewarded with something
Really?
much greater than that in the afterlife. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe
I know that's a big reason why he did it, that verse specifically.
That's true faith, bro. That's faith, to believe in the unseen. But even though we don't see God physically in this realm, his signs are everywhere. And we say he's not because he's a man. I want to clarify that. It's like the royal plural of like
You can't imagine God. So God tells us he's unlike his
it's like
creation.
error on a calculator.
So even if you had an image that popped up into your head and you were like, that's God, you could never even imagine
because
God.
your mind's created.
Because that thought is a creation. He's unlike the creation. He is the creator. He's not born and he doesn't have children. Can't be born, not right? I'm very careful. I don't want to mess anything up, you know?
Kul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid,
Walam yulid,
walam yakul lahu.
kufanu ahad.
That's two white boys singing the Quran in Arabic, not our language. And we get a lot of back, oh, why are you guys praying in Arabic? Because it's to preserve the book. You lose 30 to 50% when you translate into another language. You do know this, Sean.
Yeah.
Especially religious scriptures. So the fact that it's the only faith in the world that regardless of where you live, nationality, creed, think about it. I mean, you want proof of the faith? The only religion on earth where its followers, regardless of where they're from geographically, cultural background, not because Arabs are superior to us, because the Prophet said they're not, they're actually going to be judged even harder than we are. Why? Because the book came in their language. We all pray in Arabic to make sure what happened to the Old Testament, what happened to the Psalms of David, what happened to the gospel of Jesus Christ, peace and blessings be upon all the righteous prophets that walk the earth, does not happen to the last testament of God. That is why every Muslim on earth, including these two white boys right here, Italian and Albanian, we pray in Arabic to preserve that book, not because the Arabs are better than us, okay? And Arabs are not the majority in this religion, by the way. It's actually Asians. They only make up 20% of Muslims.
Yeah, so to make something clear,
Arabs.
like
Wow.
if you were to read an English Quran, you're not reading the direct words of God.
We say that ourselves.
You're reading the translated words of God. So the Arabic, like the way the Quran came down, it was over 23 years. So the Prophet was meditating in a cave when an angel, like the code I explained to you, came to him and gave him one of the verses. So the Prophet explained it like it was stitched onto his heart. So he was there meditating and a verse comes into his head. So he couldn't read or write. So he would then go back into the town in Mecca, read it to one of the scholars there. They would write it down. And over 23 years, that's how the Quran was compiled.
Wow.
So it was
But
like,
before the passing of his life, thousands of his followers had committed the text to memory because it's not, I know they say, oh, they're reciting. They're singing the book. Okay, it's sung in a fashion. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. You see the rhyme, you can, without even understanding the language, you see a pattern, right? So you have people that are 7 years old, brother. From the first word to the last word, they can recite the entire book without looking. I've witnessed this phenomenon, Sean Kelly. I swear to you, may I never see another day again.
yeah. So
I've seen thousands of people throughout my life leading prayers during Ramadan. You've witnessed it. Without watching the book, they can recite the entire thing perfectly.
and to
That's
make
crazy.
something clear, so like during Ramadan, when you read the whole book,
That's
someone
how
at
he
the front,
protected.
if that imam, the leader, says the tiniest thing wrong,
correct him.
someone in the crowd stands up and corrects them. It's insane.
And
to
we
see.
got it on our vlog together that one time.
So the Quran isn't even a book. It's really oral transmission. Because since the time of the Prophet, like he said, people have memorized
Hafiz.
it.
This
That's
fin-
how we know that it's the exact same. Just because every Quran could be burned today and you could get a new one like
In
that.
2 seconds, it'll
Dang.
be put back together.
I don't know if they could do that with the Bible. That'd be
No,
tough.
they can't, bro. It's too difficult.
The Bible's much longer though.
What
right?
language? Well, first of all, what language? Greek, Aramaic. Which one are we going to start with? It's
Yeah.
not even uniform.
Well, you don't
language.
have the original Bible in its original language.
That's a Greek
so
word. Jesus was in Greek.
What was the original language for the Bible?
Jesus spoke Aramaic
Aramaic.
and maybe Greek. They're not even 100%
Maybe.
sure.
They can't even say it for certain.
Yeah. So we believe the Bible has a lot of good in it. Like we believe it's
Yeah, the words of
initially
God. The words of God are in the Bible.
Yeah, it's initially divinely inspired, but we believe that if Jesus was here today, he wouldn't give the Bible the full thumbs up because humans have tampered with it. That's the basic thing.
Right.
We believe Jesus was Muslim. We believe he prayed to God. He said the same things that we believe. We don't think he said, worship me, and that you needed a human sacrifice. to
And
go
we
to
love you,
heaven.
Christians. We don't have beef with you. I don't care what people have done in the past. I don't care about unrighteous leaders. And what really makes me sad, Sean Kelly, when you study the history of the Middle East, the only time all three religions were allowed to practice in peace is when Muslims had control of the Holy Land. That is a fact.
Really?
A historical fact. I beg the Christians watching this to go pull up the history of Omar il-Khattab when he conquered Jerusalem without war, and he allowed all three faiths to practice. There were Jews in Jerusalem. He said, how come there are no? Because the Christians had chased them out. He said, bring me 80 families. There's no way we can have Jerusalem without. This is a fact of history, Sean Kelly.
Yeah.
Yet they'll never show it you, except a little bit in the movie Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom. It's disgusting, the manipulation of history. Muslims have always gotten along. It's been the last pretty much 100 years where all this chaos started, and colonization and Western powers meddling in their affairs. This is not a religious war because Muslims are not enemies with Christians. They have a protected class guaranteed to them by God. They are known as the people of the book. Those who received God's message before the Muslims, they are not our enemies, nor are we allowed to persecute them or hate them. So maybe they can start treating us the same way too.
Yeah, as a Muslim, you go to hell if you destroy another person's place of worship. Like
Really?
that's strictly
Hell.
forbidden. Everything's about intention. So like I could never force you to convert to Islam. Even like before your prayers, the very first thing you do is you make intention from the heart, because the only one that knows your intention is the Creator. That's
Chapter 256, there is no compulsion in religion. Let me ask you a question. Be honest.
Yeah.
From even your, we all have some bias in us, like if we're being real, okay? That we don't even witness, we have subconsciously, right? When you hear some of this stuff, does it not kind of, your perceptions maybe a little bit different of what you might have thought Muslims believe compared to what you're hearing from us?
I agree. Yeah. When I was growing up, I had a...
You
I don't know
thought,
if-
this is what you thought a Muslim was. You ready? That's what you thought. That's what
Well,
you've
yeah.
been taught for 60 years since Delta Force, the movie Delta Force with Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Get back, I said, he has a machine gun and a nun's. I would love if your editor would edit this in. Chuck Norris, I used to love that movie, by the way. I was always rooting for Chuck Norris. Imagine the Muslims rooting for Chuck Norris, a white boy, to wipe out 500 Muslims. He was, because that's the power of Hollywood, right?
Wait, let Sean go though.
So he puts the machine gun into the nun's chest. Get back, I said, get back. So what do you think people are going to think? They're going to think we're animals. 2 billion people. They think all Muslims are only Arabic. They're 20%, bro.
Yeah.
The other 80% are non-Arab. And they want you to feel desensitized so that when you see these images of babies and stuff, fuck those people.
No, 100%. I was just saying, like, I grew up, watching the news, watching Hollywood, watching movies and stuff. So I was definitely brainwashed
Great movies, though. I mean,
into viewing Muslims in a
lies.
certain light,
Yeah. I was too. I mean, I grew up the same way as you, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
True Lies was, It was amazing with Schwarzenegger.
True
He's
lies.
he's in the fighter jet, his daughter, and then he pushes the button and the terrorist suspenders get stuck on the missile. I mean, just amazing movies, man. I mean, we make good bad guys. You guys do a great job, Hollywood.
Yeah, and I think a lot of women perceive it in a negative manner too, in the US at least.
Yeah. They think that they're all like, backwards and, wife beaters, and you can have 5 women. Let me explain something to you, and we should end on this note. Islam allows men to have more than one wife, but the overwhelming majority don't. I wouldn't have 2 wives if you gave me all the fucking money on earth. If you gave me all the fucking money on earth, I would not have more than one wife. It is not a gift to men. Having more than one wife, polygamy is like my God, help the man. May God help the man. Imagine having 2 of them at the same time. I need this. I need that. My nails. Oh, you did her nails better? Oh, no. That is not no gift to no man. Okay? But we live in a world where a lot of you can't keep your legs closed, and a lot of you men don't have any respect for the women that you're with. Okay? So you get them pregnant. Now you have all these bastards running around, which is 90% of violent crime in America, because we have a generation of bastards, these children that don't have fathers. Okay? So Islam didn't let the men have an escape. It says, you're going to fuck around, you take care of that woman, you take care of that child, you wouldn't have the problems we have today in today's world. I feel bad. In some shape or form, I feel bad for the criminal. Because when you study their history, that's what I'm saying, we can't judge them, man. They're growing up without fathers, bro. They're being pushed as filth by Cardi B and these fucking lowlifes. Fuck a man, I get some money. Fuck a man, I get... Like, sell everything just to get money, because that's going to make you happy. That's going to really make you happy.
Just wait, sexy red. She's cooked, bro.
So Sean, that's what's going on, brother. So the fact that Muslims can have more than one wife is not a gift, bro. It's not a gift. That's fucking death sentence.
Yeah.
That guy's dying in his 40s, bro. I wouldn't have 2 wives if you gave me all the money. 3, 4, I'd fucking jump off of a fucking building.
I don't know how Tate and Elon do it, man. 10 plus wives each.
Yeah, but are they wives though, bro? Like legally?
Baby
they're
mamas,
But
I
you
guess.
technically can't get married legally anyway because you get arrested for polygamy. Unless you're in Nevada, son, which
Wait,
we in right now.
Baby mamas,
Shout
I
out to
guess.
the Mormons,
Not
yeah.
wives. Yeah, wives would be a little different, but
Yeah.
what do you think about that though? The fundamental principle that like the only thing that you pray to is the one creator. You don't pray to creation, only the creator. The fact that you're responsible for your sins and your actions, and that you're judged for it, and that this life is a test. Does that like resonate with you or like make sense at all? Or
the second part does, yeah.
which part?
Accountability.
Accountability?
Yeah, I'm big on that.
Yeah.
The first part, I'd still have to learn more about praying to one creator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sean's dope, bro. I like Sean, bro.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Sean's
I
got
like
good
hearing what,
energy, bro.
Sean's a good guy. What
really is.
resonates with you? I'm assuming we're wrapping up soon. What do
Yeah,
you
I hope so.
What do you
Tired.
think about TikTok Shop? Have you bought anything on it?
I have. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know people call me gay for doing that, but like, I've literally bought on TikTok Shop a push-up thing. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
push-up
the
bar
push-up
one. The vibrating plate one to recover faster. No, I fuck with it, dude. To be honest, yeah, TikTok Shop's lit.
My girl buys a lot of stuff on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah, your girl buys a bunch of stuff.
I mean, the pricing is pretty good on there because I'll compare it to like Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, so TikTok will run flash sales on TikTok Shop right now, and they'll be losing money just to get people to buy on the platform. So their whole goal is to get you to buy one thing. They'll basically give it to you for free just so you can see it's not like some Temu scam bullshit.
Smart.
It's like an Amazon.
Smart.
I think
It's actually the new home shopping network, bro. Is what
Pretty
it's
much.
become. Like it's even more intense.
Yeah, but the
because
fact
every scroll
that-
left or right is someone. Hey, look at this, guys! If you buy that, and you see people of all ages. Like, if you're not on that marketplace, you're missing out on money. I'm about to start with his program, and he's going to be coaching me.
We just
actually.
got Becca TikTok account. It's
Oh,
called
yeah?
Beck Shopper.
That's not up yet. It's not up yet, though.
What are you gonna sell?
I'm gonna sell. I mean, listen.
Everything.
And if you buy now, we'll double your order and throw in this fucking worthless fucking bonus gift.
It's like 80s advertising. That's the state it feels
Yeah,
like.
but
it's
I
in
want to
right
make.
now.
I want to have fun with it, man. Like I want to like push things that I like, really like that I really screen.
Yeah.
Like one thing I definitely saw on TikTok shops that I want to buy is like that thing that like doesn't matter what car, it'll like Bluetooth your phone and like pop up the screen. You can watch TV, everything, right? So whatever, like right into the because a lot of car manufacturers they turn off the ability for you to use the like watching function of your screens. This little thing, you plug it in. I saw it all over TikTok. It's like awesome. I saw some guy yesterday, drove me in an Uber. He was like watching MacGyver reruns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hi. He's like, oh, I got it through TikTok. Like it was like $40.
Well, the nice
Awesome
thing about
device.
the
That's
nice
cool.
thing about being a TikTok
Bless
shop
you.
creator is you can promote anything you want. So you don't just have to promote this supplement or this car thing. You can go into the product marketplace in the back end, request a sample for literally anything.
What
you're
about if
passionate
I
about.
want to upload my products to get approved? Like if someone wanted to sell on Amazon?
So that's a skill set that I just don't have, to be quite honest.
Because I
with you.
have some things that I would like to
I
create.
focus on the creator side of things. So my whole business is I train normal people into becoming TikTok shop creators, how to make viral videos, and then I connect them with the brands. So it's literally the best side hustle on the internet right now. Like if you have a wife that is home all day doing nothing, she can at least start making TikToks, just reviewing products, showing before and afters. Look, this celebrity used it. And whenever they get a sale, they make money with it.
Bro, I know there's crazy money there. My boy Santa Cruz Medicinals.
He's printing right now.
Oh my God, 7 figures, maybe 8 now on
Yeah.
TikTok Shop.
Yeah,
Not a month, but
he's
still.
he's a esoteric health influencer, and he launched a beef tallow skincare product.
And
My
electrolytes.
girl bought it, bro. She made me use it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
So
sells
whatever
these-
your name is that he's talking, you owe me like 50 cents, bro.
Yeah, the
Shot
electrolytes
in you.
crush it though too that he sells. And the mastic gum. I had the founder of that one on.
Yeah, it's such a
It's
revolutionary
all on TikTok,
platform.
right?
It's such a
All on
revolutionary
TikTok.
So
platform.
Sonny, you're right. So we're talking some serious dough here, right? Because I want to launch like a halal line of skin products. You know, as Muslims, we never know what's in our soap, what's in our gel. You know, we could be, because in Islam, you have to like purify before you pray. So imagine now you take a full shower, you get ready to go to mosque, and all of a sudden you're putting gel and you might be putting pig fat on you, which would invalidate your prayer.
Wow.
Well, it's about intention, so you don't
I
want to say
understand,
that.
but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think
It's-
we live in a day and age where, you know, it's a crime. Like the government needs to make it where, and a lot of people that suffer from allergies have these problems, right? Like they use acronyms, the FDA, they need to, like, it's so hard to even know what the hell you're putting into your body or on your face, you know, like all the different scientific words. I'm allergic to propylene glycol. Half the time they're using acronyms. Like it's crazy, man. This needs to be standardized. People need to know, like, okay, you're using some type of pig fat. It shouldn't be called glycerin.
Yeah.
Pig fat. You know,
Absolutely.
like standard, like, it's just crazy.
It's been fun, guys. Let's do this again.
No, Sean.
It's been great chatting. We'll link all your socials below.
God willing, bro.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Peace.